Episode 2 of Nothing Uncovered begins with Young-won following directions from a text message to her therapist's new clinic. But she ends up going to an empty part of the building where she finds Cha Eun-se's dead body inside. She's about to call the emergency services when she gets a call from her boss, Kang In-han. He tells her that he's recommended her as the anchor for the 9 o'clock show and warns her to stay out of trouble. Young-won keeps the phone down, takes photos of Eun-se's body, and runs down the stairs. There, she bumps into a staff member from her therapist's clinic, who admits she sent the wrong floor number. Young-won attends her session as usual, hiding a spot of blood on her sleeve. On her way out, Young-won notes the lack of cameras in the building, which is named Leader's Palace. At home, she washes her shirt sleeve and berates herself for running away. Woo-jae comes home drunk, claiming to be stressed because of writer's block. Tae-hoon gets called in for Eun-se's murder. He and his partner, Myung-soo, find that Eun-se was stabbed in her stomach. They also find a broken chain in her hand with no pendant. The building turns out to be the location of Eun-se's new agency. Tae-hoon also notices a clock is missing batteries, similar to the clock at Jin Myung-suk's house. In the morning, Woo-jae wakes up to find that Young-won isn't in a good mood. He assumes this is because he turned up drunk the previous night. At work, news breaks about Eun-se's death. Young-won's boss tells her to cover Eun-se's story in her show. She checks security footage around the building and then calls Zeus, her anonymous contact, and asks him to get information on the people who went there. Tae-hoon visits the coroner, who tells him that Eun-se's injuries are almost identical to Jin Myung-suk's. He also learns that she was 3 months pregnant. He returns to the police station to find Young-won waiting for him. She asks him about the time of death and Eun-se's pregnancy, which he confirms. Young-won comes home and confronts her husband with the sonography Eun-se gave her. Woo-jae admits Eun-se kept hitting on him, but they only met once, at a publishing event. He's even blocked her phone number. When she asks why he went to the marriage counseling clinic, he says he went to see a psychiatrist because he's been diagnosed with depression. In the morning, Young-won can't find the necklace Woo-jae gifted her. She then addresses Woo-jae's feelings of loneliness and promises to take out more time for him. At work, Young-won is unable to find the necklace either. She then learns that No Ji-ho might be covering Eun-se's murder and uses her knowledge of confidential information to get In-han to give her the case back. Later, Young-won interviews a victim of a marriage scam. She found her husband's second phone and realized his entire identity was fake. Internally, Young-won makes connections of the story with Woo-jae's behavior. Tae-hoon visits Eun-se's brother and gets the passcode for Eun-se's apartment. In the apartment, Tae-hoon notices the novels written by Woo-jae. He also finds a cake inside the fridge. Myung-soo goes through the apartment footage and finds that Young-won was the one who got Eun-se the cake. At work, Young-won calls Zeus and asks him to look into whether Woo-jae has any other phone numbers. Tae-hoon, having found Young-won in the footage outside Leader's Palace, goes to meet the reporter. Young-won answers all his questions but is stumped when Tae-hoon asks about the envelope Eun-se gave her and the reason Young-won got slapped. Young-won says it's personal and explains her therapy session at Leader's Palace. But Tae-hoon correctly assumes about the affair. They argue and Tae-hoon returns a pen with Young-won's name on it. Young-won throws it in the trash. A flashback shows Young-won pestering Tae-hoon for his phone number so she can contact him. As he writes it with her pen, she makes a joke about both of them being single and ending up dating each other. At home, Young-won takes Woo-jae's phone and unlocks it while he's sleeping. But she doesn't find anything concrete. In the morning, the couple is called to meet with Woo-jae's father, Seo Pan-ho. But Assemblyman M.O. turns up as well as an unexpected surprise. Pan-ho tells Young-won to apologize, but she politely refuses. Assemblyman M.O. then implies he knew Young-won's father, Seo Sang-jaeon. As everyone is leaving, Assemblyman Mo comments that Young-won married the wrong man. On the drive back home, Assemblyman Mo gets a call from Tae-hoon, who asks why Jin Myung-soo would have withdrawn her salary a day after she was paid. Tae-hoon and Myung-soo then visit the psychiatric clinic and find that Young-won entered at 7:45, 15 minutes after she entered the building. The detectives then interview Eun Sae's brother, Gm Sae. He asks Gm Sae why he drove into the leader's palace basement. Gm Sae claims he simply parked there and then went on a bicycle ride. Tae-hoon reveals the pregnancy and asks more questions, but Gm Sae doesn't know anything. Zeus calls Young-won and tells her Woo-jae has a phone number registered under a one-person publishing company in his name. He gives Young-won the number but isn't able to track its location. Young-won can't find it at home, but she doesn't end up finding the phone in a trash bag in the dumpster. However, it seems to have been cleaned of data, so Young-won takes it to a store where the data can be restored. Tae-hoon and Myung-soo meet with Eun Sae's manager. She did think that Eun Sae was seeing someone but wasn't sure who. She also claims that Gm Sae used to go through Eun Sae's phone and take money from her. He even pulled a knife on her once. Tae-hoon returns to the police station and discusses the case with his boss. He refers to a Detective Cha at one point, and we see a photograph of Tae-hoon with another detective on his desk. Myung-soo comes in and shows Tae-hoon records of Eun Sae calling the number listed to Woo-jae's company. Meanwhile, Young-won and her team enter the marriage scam victim's house with her team and cameraman. They catch the husband attacking his wife, and he hits Young-won when she tries to stop him as well. Tae-hoon reaches in time to pull him off and arrest him. Back at the police station, Tae-hoon berates Young-won for not being more careful. He recalls how his partner, Detective Cha, died because his guard was down. At home, Young-won receives the list of people who went to Leader's Palace from Zeus. She realizes that Woo-jae went there the day Eun Sae died. Woo-jae arrives and Young-won asks him why he was there that day. Before he can answer, Tae-hoon arrives and tells Woo-jae to come with him to the police station at the end of Nothing Uncovered Episode 2. The episode review. Episode 2 of Nothing Uncovered is a tad slower, but it uses its time to set the tone for the investigation into Eun Sae's murder. We get a number of different suspects from Woo-jae to Eun Sae's brother and even Assemblyman Mo. Each of these avenues will be further explored in the coming episodes. With the enigmatic Zeus and the connection with Young-won's father, the story sets up plenty of mystery and intrigue to keep us hooked. We also get a deeper look at the characters. Young-won may be a righteous person, but even she let her ambition drive her to run away from a crime scene. It's interesting to see her reconcile with Woo-jae and then so quickly return to doubting him. Her investigator's mind is never at rest. We get a little background on her relationship with Tae-hoon as well, although the detective continues to make a lukewarm impression. On the other hand, Jang Sung-jo is doing a great job as Woo-jae, putting on the puppy dog eyes when he needs to and yet managing to make Woo-jae seem suspicious.